study of standardization of drug, one of the most important interesting topic from the homeopathic pharmacy. Hello dear students, welcome you all in the world of homeopathic pharmacy. My name is Dr. Bhakti Khisti and our today topic is very interesting topic, that is the standardization of drug. So what is the standardization and why we require the standardization in case of the homeopathic drugs? See students, the acceptability of any drug is established by a prescribing standard. Okay, it is established by prescribing a standard. Now what is the standard? See, it is nothing but a numerical value which define the quantity, quality and the purity of the drug. Okay, so any standard product possesses certain amount of the shelf life, or the, you can call it as a stability or you can call it as a shelf life. So what is stability or shelf life? Okay, so when you prepare a drug, okay, right from its preparation till certain time, okay, the characteristics of that drug remain as it is. So that period is called as its shelf life. Okay, see, when you saw, so our drugs, okay, in each and every drug, whether it is tube, it is tablet, it is syrup, it is in that label it is written this is the expiry date of this product. Okay, so what this suggests, that the characteristics value of this drug, whether it is physical, chemical or therapeutic, remain as it is till this time. After that it may be deranged. Okay, so we are prescribing the standard, we are showing the stability of that drug. Okay, now why standardization is required? Nowadays we are preparing homeopathic medicines in a large quantity, so just maintain the uniformity in its quality, in its purity, we require the standardization of the drug. Okay, so let's go. I am going to explain you each and everything step by step. What is stability? Aims of standardization and different method of standardization. Now about the stability, it is defined as the extent to which a product retained within a specific limits and throughout its period of storage and use the same properties and characteristics that it possessed at the time of its manufacturing. See, there are 5 types of stability that must be considered for each drug. There are 5 different types of the stability: physical, chemical, microbiological, therapeutic and toxicological. So first one is physical. The original physical properties including appearance, palatability, uniformity, dissolution, suspendability are retained as it is. So physical stability means what? Its color, its palatability means you can eat, you can take it by your mouth and there is a specific kind of the smell, specific taste which must be remain as it is for certain time. Okay, so its palatability means you can take it orally easily. Then its suspendability means whether it is its absorbability in your organs. Then its appearance means its consistency, its color, this everything is included in the physical stability. Second one is chemical stability. Each active ingredient retain its chemical integrity and labeled potency within a specific limits. So active ingredient means what? See, in homeopathic principle there are so many drugs contains its active principle, like strychnine, like that. So the chemical stability means the content which is the active principle of that specific drug, it can be maintained for certain time, it is called as the chemical stability. Next one is the microbiological. See, stability or resistance to the microbiological growth is retained according to the specific requirement. The antimicrobial agents that are present retain effectiveness within specific limits. Okay, we add some content in that drug which can inhibit the growth of unnecessary microbes, but after certain time these antimicrobial agents which present in that drug shows its effectiveness within specific period. For specific period, after that the unnecessary microbes can start growing in that medicine. So this is about the microbiological stability. Fourth one is therapeutic. The therapeutic effect remain unchanged, means therapeutic effects means for the purpose, for which purpose you are prescribing that medicine to the patient, that therapeutic effect must be remain as it is. The next one is toxicological. No significant increase in toxicity occurs. So toxical, there is no any increase in the toxicity of that drug. It is called as the toxicological stability. So here we studied about the stability according considering its five type, that is physical, chemical, microbiological, therapeutic and toxicological. First one is physical, means the color, the smell, the palatability, taste, consistency of the drug remain same as it is for a specific period. Next one is chemical stability, means the active principle of that drug or the chemicals, which is the chemical value of that drug remains same. Then next one is microbiological, means the unnecessary microbes does not grow in that medicine. So some antimicrobial agent having their effect for some limited period, after that these microbes start growing unnecessary in the prescribed drug. Okay, so microbiological stability. Next one is therapeutic. So that therapeutic stability means the effect of that drug, means you are prescribing the medicine for the coryza or for any specific disease. So the power of that medicine to cure that disease, it is called as a therapeutic value. Okay, so this therapeutic value remains same for certain period, it is called as a therapeutic stability. And next one is toxicological. So toxicological stability means the toxins you have to means for a certain time, after some certain times the toxic content it start growing in that drug. Okay, the toxicological changes are occur in that particular drug or medicine. So for certain time they are not developing in the drug, that time is called as the toxicological stability. After that the toxins start growing in the medicine or the drug which you prepare. So this is all about the stability of the drug. Now next one is different methods of drug standardization. Now in different methods of drug standardization, the first one is organoleptic, microscopic, physical evaluation, chemical evaluation and biological evaluation. See student, here I want to tell you one thing. According to exam point of view, the organoleptic evaluation and microscopic evaluation is quite important. The physical evaluation, chemical evaluation or biological evaluation does not ask frequently. Okay, so let's go with first, that is organoleptic evaluation. See, organoleptic evaluation itself described in so many subtitles, that is shape and size, external color, external marking, fracture, flower and leaves, odor, taste and color. See students, the organoleptic evaluation, this name suggests half of the information about this evaluation. Okay, so organoleptic evaluation means it is related to our sense organ. There are 5 sense organ: eyes, nose, tongue, ear, skin, that is touch. Okay, so organoleptic evaluation is based on these sense organs. Okay, so what you are going to see from your eyes, what you are going to smell from your nose, what you are going to feel by your fingers, what you are going to taste by your tongue. Okay, this is all about the organoleptic evaluation. Okay, now shape and size, the part which we are going to use to prepare a drug, its shape and size, external color, the color of that part, then the external markings. There are so many different kind of external markings on the tree specifically. Okay, so it is included in external marking. Then about the fractures. See students, any tree when broke, okay, it broke in a specific manner, in a specific way. Okay, so these types of the fractures, we can compare the pattern of fracture of the tree with the fracture of the human being, the bone of human being. Okay, so fractures are also important. Flowers and leaves, then odor, specific odor, we can consider specific kind of the taste and specific kind of the color. So these are 8 points and it is very easy to remember. Okay, the shape and size, the part which we are using to prepare a drug. So the shape and size of that part, if you are using a rhizome, okay, you are using a bulb, that bulb is having round shape or oval shape, so it is, everything is included in shape and size. Then about the its external color, external markings, there are various kind of external markings. The fracture, the in which way the tree can be broke when you applied pressure on it, it is the fractures. The flower, leaves, odor, taste and color, it is very easy. Okay, so I'm going to explain you in detail about this. Now shape and size, it refers, first thing is organoleptic evaluation. It refers to evaluation by means of organs of the senses, that is eyes to see, nose for odor, tongue for taste, skin by touch, and it includes the macroscopic appearance, its odor, taste, its feel of drug to touch. The first thing is, I told you, shape and size. The underground plant part include the rhizome, root, corn, bulbs, tubers, etc. They occur in entire longitudinal slice, oblique or transverse slice, cut in a small cubical pieces or broken into the pieces. For example, conical shape in case of the drug which we prepare, aconite. Then cylindrical, we prepare sarsaparilla. Then about the shape, which is the fusiform, we prepare jalapa, like these medicines. Okay, this is the example, you have to write at least 2. Okay, so conical, aconite, cylindrical, sarsaparilla, subcylindrical, podophyllum, like that. Now about the size, the size are described in length and breadth or the diameter, measuring in millimeter or the centimeter. Okay, this is all about the shape and size. Then about the external color. See students, they vary from white to yellow, yellowish, gray, yellowish, brown, reddish, orange to brownish black. Now about the external marking. These may be furrows, parallel, wrinkle, ridges and valleys. Transfer marking of various types and annulated. See students, I am showing you one picture of external marking. See, all these are external marking. The stem of every tree is in different type, showing different kind of markings. Some are very rough, some are fusiform, some are plain. These all are the different external markings. Okay, now about fractures. Okay, to study the way how to plant break when subjected to the sufficient pressure. As I told you, when you are applying a pressure on it, in which manner that tree broke, it shows about its fractures. See, I am showing you, see these different kind of the fractures. The tree are showing their way to fracture. Okay, in the second image, in this image, okay, the bark is broken because of some sharp cut. Okay, so the bark is cut because of some sharp, because of some, by some using some sharp equipment, so the bark is broken. Then about the remaining two, they broke in their specific manner. Okay, so we can compare these these trees with our bones, that in which manner our bones get broke. Okay, we can compare the tree with our bones. It is very easy. Okay, so this is all about the fractures. Next thing is flowers and leaves. The usual botanical terms are used to identify and describe them, the flowers and leaves. Then next one is odor, such as aromatic, balsamic, spicy, alliance, camphorous, terebinthine, ethereal, etc. These are the different kind of the examples that odors, you can how to describe the odors in different way. So there is aromatic, blasmatic, spicy odor. About the taste, see, taste are also described by different words. We are uh, if the taste is acidic, we can call it as a sour. Then if the taste is saline, then we can call it as a salty. Then if the taste is sweet, we can call it as a saccharine. When the taste is, there is tasteless, okay, there is no taste, is tasteless, then we can call it as a insipid. Okay, so this different kind of the taste, like sour, salty, sweet, tasteless, we can describe it in different way. About the color, the terms are standardized according to the recommendation of Inter-Society Color Council, the National Bureau of Standard Methods. See, color, the color of any drug is decided by a council. Okay, a specific committee decide the color. Okay, so this is all about the organoleptic evaluation. It is very easy. Shape, size, external color, external marking, then the fractures, then about the flower and leaves, odor, taste and color. Next one is microscopic evaluation. See, microscopic evaluation is very easy. Now microscopic evaluation. Okay, so we done the microscopic examination or evaluation since 1847. Okay, so microscopic evaluation means we have to search the adulterants in the powdered drug which is prepared from the vegetable and animal kingdom. Okay, we have to search for the adulterants or impurities in the powdered from drug. Okay, whether it is from vegetable and animal kingdom. So in the microscopic evaluation, we can use the plant part. So in that case, what we use, we take a small piece of a thin slice of the tissue from the vegetable plant, from the vegetable kingdom, and we go to study by using the microscope. Okay, by using specific dyes, specific color. Okay, we are going to study the tissue of the plants. Then next is powdered drug. So if you are taking the powdered drug, and so you have to examine that powder under the microscope. Okay, so you can identify the adulterants or the impurities in that powder form. Then the microchemistry is one thing is included in the microscopic evaluation. In this microchemistry, we done the isolation of constituent, identification of constitution of the drug. So isolation and identification means we did a small process to differentiate the adulterants from the pure drug powder. Okay, these are small processes. It is very easy. Okay, so plant part means you are taking a thin slice of any drug material, and you are going to examine its tissue with the help of the microscope by using different dyes, different stains. Okay, then about the powdered drug, you are going to study the powder by using the under the microscope. Also you can differentiate the adulterants and the drug powder. So you can it can help you to search the different kind of impurities in the drug powder. Okay, and the isolation of constituent and identification of constituents, it includes small processes which we can perform to just make the powder from drug in pure way. Okay, its purity, to maintain its purity. This is all about the microscopic evaluation. I'm going to explain you it in detail right now. See, about the plant parts. Details of histology with microscopic appearance of drug in sectional view and powder form has been given in the monograph of the respective drug in a pharmacopoeia. The plant parts are made up of the numerous tissue. The histology refer to the arrangement and individual character of this tissue. These histological studies are done with very thin transfers or longitudinal sections properly mounted in a suitable stains, reagents or mounted media. Next one is the powder drug. It gives very few microscopic feature for identification since the complete structure is not available. The powder drug should be reduced to not less than number 40 powder. The cells are mostly broken except those with lignified wall. The cells contain the calcium oxalate crystal, starch, oil, gum, resin, etc. remain scattered in the powder. They are the evidence of the sources. A specific kind of the if it is the calcium oxalate crystals are present in that powder, if starch is present in that powdered, then oil, gum, resin show their characteristics to a specific drug substance. Then about the microchemistry, it compares the study of the constituent of the drug by application of the chemical methods to small quantities, a few milligram of the powder drug, or to the histological section of the drug. The outline of the principal techniques. First one is isolation of constituent of the drug. It includes again two different processes, microsublimation and chemical solvent. So what is the microsublimation? A small quantity of the drug is heated to evaporation. The vapors of these are collected in the crystalline form by using the method of condensation. When these crystals are formed, they represent the characteristic pattern of the structure of the pure constituent. The crystallography will determine the identity. For example, the red droplet of the cinchona bark. So you are doing the micro sublimation over here. Next one is chemical solvent. In the chemical solvent, we do the micro extraction, we do the micro filtration, and we do the micro crystallization. All these three types of the processes we are going to do in the identification of the constituents. See, the first thing we study that the isolation of the constituent of the drug. In that we are going to do the micro sublimation and chemical solvent, that we are going to do about the micro extraction, the micro filtration and micro crystallization. Okay, next one is the identification of the constituent. See, in the identification of the constituent, first one is crystallography. It is a science of form, structure, properties and classification of the crystals which help in identifying the constituent of drug. Second one is the melting point determination, and last one is some confirmative test like physical test or chemical test. Okay, so these isolation of constituent, identification of constituent itself contain small procedures within these headings. Okay, so we had study about the microscopic evaluation. In the microscopic evaluation, we study about the plant parts, that we are taking the tissues or transfer tissue or longitudinal tissue, and then we are going to examine with the help of the microscope by applying something, stain, color or reagents. Second one is powdered drugs. We are going to study the powder under the microscope to identify the adulterant in that powder. Also we are going to see for the crystals like oxalate, some gums and resins, which shows the source of that drug. Third one is the microchemistry. Okay, this is all about the first 3 points. Now in the outline of principle of technique, first one is isolation and second one is identification. So isolation of constituent of drug itself contain the two different varieties. Okay, so first one is microsublimation and second one is chemical solvent. So microsublimation and chemical solvent. Okay, the next, the identification of constituent of drug, it contains three different things. Okay, the first one is crystallography, second one is melting point determination, and third one is confirmative test. Okay, it is very easy. This is all about the microscopic evaluation. Now remaining is physical evaluation, chemical evaluation and biological evaluation. It is very easy. The physical evaluation means the chromatographic study of the drug. So chromatography is nothing but a study of different colors, and it is the chromatography is already explained in chapter in another chapter in detail, but the physical evaluation we use the method of chromatography. Then we use the fluorescent test. The fluorescent test is the reaction of certain drug either in powdered form or on the smooth sectional surface with filtered UV light help in determining the adulterants. For example, the room shows the deep violet fluorescence color. Okay, so this is all about the physical evaluation. We are doing the chromatography and we are doing the fluorescent test in the physical evaluation. Now about the chemical evaluation. See, chemical evaluation, the chemical method of evaluation cover the isolation, identification, purification and characteristic determination of non-cellular drugs of animal origin and drugs of plant having its active principle. The chemical assay is done to assess the potency of the vegetable and animal source material in the terms of their active principle. Okay, so in case of the chemical evaluation, we are going to search the active principle of that drug. Okay, so it include the color reaction test, the Molish test, iodine value, the saponification value of that drug. All these are different tests which we perform in chemical evaluation to study the active principle of that drug. The next one is the biological evaluation. The pharmacological activity of certain drugs has been applied to evaluate and standardize them. The assay on living animal and on their intact or cut off organ can indicate the strength of the drug and their preparation. So it is included in biological evaluation. Using the bioassay, we can evaluate or standardize the drugs like Veratrum album, some Nozodes, some Sarcodes also. So this is all about the physical, chemical and the biological evaluation. So students, the physical evaluation, I told you, we done the chromatography test, we done the fluorescent test, okay, to evaluate the drug material. Okay, so physical evaluation we can done its purity test. The next one is the chemical evaluation. In chemical evaluation, we are going to study about the active principle which is present in that drug. Okay, so we perform lots of the test to evaluate that drug. It is called as the chemical evaluation. And the biological evaluation, that the biological product, the biological value of that drug, it is the biological evaluation. Okay, these three are very easy, and it is not so important in exam point of view. Okay, otherwise you have to know about the physical evaluation, chemical evaluation, and biological evaluation also. I hope you like this video. Thank you very much.